Hi guys, I'm here with another page in my Pocket Page notebook today, but before I got started I wanted to show you, this is the cut file I'm going to work with today. I cut it out of some gold vinyl and added it to the front of my Pocket Page notebook, and I just love it. So I am going to use the exact same cut file and create a page inside my notebook. So I've just opened a new document in my Silhouette Studio software, and all I'm going to do is find the JPEG for my cut file and just drag it onto my page. Now obviously this is much too big, so I'm just going to select that, go to scale, and I'm just going to scale it down so I can work with it. Now I'm going to go to the trace, select trace area and just drag that over the JPEG. Just make sure you uncheck high pass filter so it selects all of it, and go trace. And now I can delete the JPEG image and I have my cut file ready to cut. Now this one I want to size so it fits into my Pocket Page notebook pocket. So I just want to make sure that it's approximately 200 millimeters high, and then I can go ahead and I'm just going to line this up to the top of my page so that I've got a little bit of space down below for a scrap, and then I'm going to go ahead and run that through my Silhouette. So you can see I cut my cut file from vellum, which can be a little bit tricky, so you might have to experiment with your own settings, and I'm going to use that inside my pocket. So before I do that, I am going to stick down my photos. Now I've got a full page photo, quite an abstract-y kind of photo. It's the frost from the inside of my car window when I went to leave one morning. It was pretty but very cold. Now the other side of my spread here has some stamping showing through from the previous page, so I'm just picking out a lighter coloured paper. I'm going to stick that down, which will cover up the stamping, and then add my photo on top of that. Now make sure that you check out the digital shop over at Citrus Twist. So many of the files, including this one, are actually free. It's an amazing resource to use each month. Let me know in the comments down below if you're a fan of digital files, using digital files either completely or hybrid like I do. I really love them and I want to know if you do too. So now I've got the base of my page done, I'm going to add my cut file into the pocket. I've just laid it out so I can measure out exactly how much of that I need to trim off, and I just carefully trimmed that with my trimmer so I didn't tear it. And now I'm going to pop that into the pocket. So this was a little bit tricky because of all those pieces that stuck out, but once it's in the pocket, I really love the way it looks. I'm so glad I cut it out of vellum. It just adds a really nice transparency, and I think looks a little bit like a snowflake. So even though it wasn't snowing on this day, it was definitely cold enough. Now to keep this in my pocket, I am going to stitch it in. You could super easily just staple it to stop it, falling out or moving around, but instead I'm going the slightly more time-consuming route of stitching it in. So I just put a mat underneath it and I'm poking some holes just with a pin for where I want to stitch, but poking those holes will actually hold it in place for now as well. Another option would be to use your fuse tool. You could just fuse it in there, but I'm going to use this pretty blue embroidery thread, and I am going to pull it apart so it's 3 strands rather than 6, and then I'm just going to do a really basic running stitch all the way around this cut file where I've poked the holes. Now instead of starting at one end, I'm going to start close to the top in the middle here, and I'm going to leave a long enough thread so that when I go all the way to the top and all the way back down and round again, I can tie my threads together and just have that little bit of texture sticking out of the page. Now I've left my pocket as is, but you could really easily trim it too if you wanted to have that sort of semicircle a bit more prominent. So now all my page needs is just a little bit of embellishment, and I'm going to use some stamps and these really pretty blue alpha stickers that were in the Pocket Life kit. Just spelling out Brrr. I'm not adding any journaling to this page. I think it's fairly obvious from the photos what the page is about, and there was no particular story to this page other than it was really cold. I decided instead of stamping in black ink, I would use a couple of different blue inks that match the colours in my photos. And I'm just stacking up some stamps here underneath. So that says, ugh, this savage day. And then I decided I would stamp a little bit on my full page photo as well up the top, which will just draw your eye through from the left side through to the right. And the stamps in this kit couldn't be more perfect for a really yuck day like this one. And that is my page all done. I hope you enjoyed this video, and do let me know down below whether you're a fan of digital files or not. You know I'm a fan, and I'm sure I can convince you as well. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, it means a lot to me, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye!